that was like my second start playing against the Chiefs, and following Tyreek Hill around was pretty hard because he fast. But that was I probably say that was my welcome to the NFL moment, chasing him around because I never actually chase nobody that runs that fast.
Welcome to the IKE Badgers Podcast. My name is Alex Eichstead, your host. And today Connor Mackey and I sit down with Nick Nelson, the Las Vegas Raiders cornerback, former Badger. We're talking his full story until now on IK_Badgers. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, hit us with a follow, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen. We're talking the full story so far with Nick Nelson. Let's get it. Nick Nelson, welcome to the show. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for hopping on. I'm also joined today with Connor Mackey, Player Relations. Connor, how's it going?
It's good. Good to be here. Good to talk to both you guys today.
Yep, thanks for joining too. Connor's going to stimulate some conversation with some questions and comments. If you're not familiar with Nick is the cornerback for the Las Vegas Raiders. He was a Wisconsin Badger, a second-team All-American back in college. He was selected fourth round in the 110th overall to the Oakland Raiders. And so now he's in the midst of the offseason. So, Nick, we'll just start right there. How has this offseason been different for you?
It's been a lot different because I tore my ACL the second and last game and my meniscus. So I've been rehabbing this whole time.
The whole time since coronavirus has that, I guess, hindered your rehab, or have you been doing a lot of at-home workouts, or
It's pretty much been the same. I've been rehabbing. I was in Arizona at first, and I wasn't really hanging around anybody. I was just going to rehab and coming home, and so I've been kind of quarantining.
Yeah, nice. And then preparing for another NFL season. This is going to be your third NFL season, correct?
Yep, correct.
Nice. But I guess, another point of adversity, you've been through adversity before. Connor, I know you know about this, but you weren't, I would say, the highest recruit, 169th cornerback nationally. And then you actually played at Hawaii before transferring to Madison. So, Nick, when was the moment that you knew you were going to transfer to Madison?
Once I played my second year in the Mountain West Conference, I knew I wanted to play at a bigger conference. I felt like I was good enough to play at a bigger conference. So I just started looking at schools, and Wisconsin happened to be like the best fit for me.
Yeah, Nick. So I saw that you were able to go to Madison your sophomore year. Did that have anything to do with it, or did that play a role in your decision?
Yeah, it did, because we played against them, and it was probably one of the best atmospheres that I played in. So I was like, it'll be nice to be able to have that school be my home. And plus, I knew like Taiwan Deal, and I knew like a couple other players, so I ain't see why not.
I also saw that year that you played against Ohio State. Did that give you that idea that you could play against the best in the world? I guess in college, I saw a big time pass breakup against Michael Thomas against Ohio State. So I probably gave you some confidence there.
That game was fun, and that just showed me that I could play with anyone. So it boosted my confidence going into the rest of the season. And then after the season, I just made my decision.
Yeah, and you had to redshirt your first year at Madison. Redshirting, I guess, going from kind of a big-time player in the Mountain West Conference and then to a year where you have to sit out. What did you do that year to prepare for your senior year or your junior year at Madison, your last year, and then just really explode when you did get the chance to start?
I really just prepare as if I was playing that week, because it'll be in practice I was getting so many reps, and I was practicing so much and getting so many reps, and it kind of flew by. But I was just preparing as if I was playing that weekend, and then next thing you know, my time came.
Yeah, when your time came, what was that moment at Madison when you knew that? I guess, did the coaching staff say anything to you, or did you kind of knew that some starters were leaving, or how did you know it was your time?
Yeah, I knew some starters were leaving, and pretty much like based off of my performance in practice, that's when I knew like I was ready. Like just that year sitting out helped me become the player that I was my junior year. So sitting out pretty much helped me. I used it in a positive way.
That's exactly what you have to do. Just kind of use those moments where you can maybe study the playbook a little better, or you pick up on some technical things and really take advantage, kind of like this coronavirus situation where you can now get some time to yourself to really prepare for when you are back. So fast forward as a Badger, you had one of, I guess I would say, your best games against Michigan, in which you had a really cool, it was kind of like a thing that just happened in the moment. You actually scored the first touchdown of that big time game. I think the Badgers were undefeated at the time. Michigan was ranked top 25. They were coming to Camp Randall, and you took that punt return 50 plus yards to the house. Was that your favorite moment in college, and what was that like for
It,
you?
it definitely it definitely was because like it sparked the game. For one, it was like crazy because I picked up the ball and then it like sparked the game. Like I remember the game just kind of being like not dead, but it was like just an even game. And then once I scored that touchdown, it was like a whole momentum shift, and that gave us a lot of momentum going into like the rest of the game.
Yeah,
So
which you guys ended up
that was
pulling out.
yeah, that was definitely my funnest moment on the field.
Yeah, so Nick, like you had like one of the highest. You recorded the most pass breakups in a single season at Wisconsin at 21, and there's been some great defensive backs that have gone through there. Does that mean a lot to you in terms of how great you actually performed on the field and how great your defense
Oh
was
yeah,
that year
definitely,
as a whole as well?
definitely is definitely, and we had a pretty solid defense all around, so it made it easier for me, especially with like the D line and like just the whole defense, the other DBs. Like it just made everything so much easier for me. Ball come out quicker, and it just helped me like having like those players around me helped me had a season that I had.
And I know you formed a pretty good relationship with Derek Tyndall, and you guys were rock solid back there in the secondary. Is that something that you guys formed like in your redshirt season, or is that just something that formed that year? Like, how did that come about?
Well, I met when I took my visit to Madison. I took a visit like during the spring game. He was like one of the first people I met. I knew him. I knew of him because my roommate at Hawaii was from the same area as Derek Tyndall. So I kind of already knew who he was. And then once I got there, we just like clicked and we linked up.
Yeah, you guys started the hoodie tradition in Madison. It seems like how did that go down? Where all the D
We
backs that year were wearing hoodies.
we really didn't start it. It was Sojourn the year before that started it, and then he only did it like the last few games of the season, and then me and DT we just ran with it, and then like now like you see all these like DBs all over college football wearing
Yeah,
hoodies when it's like I never seen no one wearing a hoodie until I seen Sojourn do it. He used to do it every day in practice.
yeah. Shout to Sojourn. He was a great corner for the Badgers too. When you mentioned that you played with a lot of great defensive players on the Badgers team, guys that could rush the passer, and that Badgers defense was actually top 3 in the nation in scoring that year. Have you stayed pretty close with some of your teammates on that team?
I wouldn't say real close, but like I still talk to them like on Instagram. They all have their stuff going on. I have my stuff, but whenever I'm like in Madison, I see them and we like hang out. Or most of the time we just talk like on like Instagram, or like we might send a DM to each other talking trash or whatever. But we still kind of stay in contact. But it's kind of hard to stay in contact like how we used to because everybody has like different stuff going on in their life.
Yeah, pretty much once the draft hits, it's everyone's going to a different part of the country, and things get real fast. What was that
Yeah.
process like for you, Nick? The NFL draft. I actually, and a lot of people might not know this, but you had an injury during the pre-workout of the with the Detroit Lions. I guess, so what was the entire draft process like for you?
The process was cool from combine training. Everything just seemed like gold. Like everything seemed like gold. And then once my injury came, it kind of, I wouldn't say humbled me, but like it pushed me back in the draft. But I'm glad because now like I became a Raider. Like I don't think I would have went to the Raiders if I didn't get hurt. So I'm glad. I'm kind of glad. It's like a blessing in disguise that I got hurt.
Yeah, like even before the draft, Mel Kiper had you as like a first, second round talent and stuff, and like a lot of people are very high on you. So to fall the fourth round, a lot of people were very surprised. So did that take a toll on you, and like did that affect you mentally at all? Or I mean, I guess you've overcome a lot of adversity in your life. So like, is that just another challenge you face and accept?
It wasn't, not really, because at the same time I knew the injury. Like some were saying that I wasn't gonna get drafted, some were saying I was gonna go super late. But like just to be in the fourth round was like I just wanted to get on the roster, especially even just getting drafted. I wanted to get on the roster and just showcase what I can do.
Yeah, it's huge just to get that opportunity. We spoke with Chris Orr, and he was also talking about, he's just trying to get on a roster, and that's kind of the mindset, trying to get on the football field. Your first year at Oakland, you did work your way up to getting on the football field. What was the locker room like? Did the vets embrace you as a rookie, or how was that?
Yeah, I had some real good vets in my room. Just on the team, we had some pretty good vets. And the vets that we had, they were like real good with the rookies because we had like some vets that were like 10 plus years. We had guys like Beast Mode, Leon Hall, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. We had those type of guys. They were older, so like they always like they kind of took me under their wing and they just made sure everything was okay. They ain't never like try to tell me nothing wrong. They always did everything possible, everything positive, and showed me the way.
Without saying too much about Jon Gruden, I mean, we've seen him in Hard Knocks and like what the type of character he is, but what is he kind of like behind the film or behind the cameras? Is he like, is the act he puts on for the cameras pretty similar?
Yeah, he's funny. He
off the camera?
He got a real good sense of humor, but like he one of those people like he always like like I can't really explain it. He's super smart though. Like he's smart as hell when it come to like especially like football, and he like know everybody. He know what everybody can do. Like he real smart, and then he funny though. He always gonna crack a joke. Like he gonna have the whole room laughing. I love being around him. I love playing for him.
Would you describe him as a player's coach or like a strategist, or is he kind of just like...
He's definitely a player's coach because like he's definitely a player's coach. Like if it's a day where like majority of the team we just our body hurt or like he not gonna try to kill us. He take care of his players. Especially like if you just talk to him and communicate with him, he gonna definitely take care of the players.
Yeah, and it seems like the Raiders have kind of rebranded with Jon Gruden. Now you guys are moving to Las Vegas. Nick, when you heard that news, where were you? And I guess what was that like finding out that your franchise is moving cities?
Well, once I got drafted, they were telling me that you guys were going to Vegas. I never even knew that. Like I never even watched the Raider game. Like I knew the Raiders because of like Beast Mode and Amari Cooper. But like I didn't like know that the Raiders were going to Vegas, and everybody was like, "Yeah, you going to Vegas?" And then it haven't hit me. It still hasn't hit me. Maybe once I like moved, actually get to Vegas and move, then I feel like that's when it'll really hit me.
Yeah. So what are your plans, or I guess rough plans? Have you heard anything from the NFL about what this season's going to be like, or what they're planning, or?
I honestly don't know, but they tell us to stay ready though, because like it could creep up on us fast, and they're going to expect us to be ready. So best thing we can do is just stay ready.
Yeah, I've heard that, they're throwing out a couple different ideas. It sounds like they're going to play, which I'm really excited for. But I've heard also that potentially without fans, as a player that, went to Madison where you have 70,000 plus in Camp Randall going crazy for you, to the NFL, how would that change your game if you had to play in front of an empty stadium?
It'll be weird. I feel like it'll be weird. I feel like it'll be weird. I think that, I don't know, to be honest, but I just think it's going to be weird to just be in a stadium with it's going to kind of feel like a scrimmage. It's still going to be fun because it's football, but it's going to be kind of weird just being in a stadium, a big old stadium with no fans.
Yeah, Nick, I feel like after talking to, and hearing a lot of professional athletes talk about like football, basketball, whatever sport it is, they have like a welcome to the league moment. Do you remember your specific like welcome to the league moment, whether it's going against a big time receiver or like a play that you made or something that just like, man, I'm here now and I'm ready to compete and stuff?
I don't think I really ever really had a welcome to the NFL moment besides like just being in camp and being around the locker room and being around the players. That was kind of my moment. I never really had like a play in the game or like a specific moment that just had me like this is the NFL. 'Cause like I feel like in college we played against some pretty good competition in college, or like I don't know. I just feel like I haven't really had that moment.
Yeah, it's just the next step, maybe a little brighter lights, but wasn't as rude of an awakening. Your game, your style, Nick. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say actually playing against the Chiefs my rookie year, that was like, I want to say that was like my second start. That was like my second start playing against the Chiefs, and following Tyreek Hill around was pretty hard because he fast. But I probably say that was my welcome to the NFL moment, chasing him around, because I never actually chase nobody that runs that fast. Like normally I'm faster than people, or I'm just as fast. I ain't never like really ran with somebody who's running that fast and can stop.
So he's really that fast, huh?
Yeah, he's
like
fast.
He's elite
He
speed.
definitely fast. And I played against John Ross my first college game, but I didn't really check him. I only checked him like a few plays, and I couldn't really see how fast he really was. But other than that, like Tyreek Hill was probably like the fastest that I like guarded in the NFL.
Yeah, he's dangerous. Is there any receiver that you would like to match up with and just see how you would do? Is there any guy that you're kind of eyeing in your division or anyone like that?
In our division, pretty much every receiver in our division I done went against my rookie year. But I say it's some good rookies though has gotten drafted into our division. That's pretty good that I'm ready to see. Like I'm ready to play against.
You guys also added a pretty good one in Henry Ruggs. Also, a nice speedster.
I never like watched him play, but like just watching like hearing his 40 is like says enough.
Yeah,
but I never really got a chance to like see him play. Like, I haven't really, ever since I left college, I haven't really been watching college besides like the Badgers.
Nice. Did you watch this year?
I watched almost every game.
Love it, man. Yeah, that was a tough ending, but this team, I think, really, surprised a lot of people. And, the talent in the NFL, I think the Badgers are going to exceed where they were drafted at. I think that's a common theme with Badgers, is that you guys get picked at, I guess, lower positions than you're actually turn out being good pros, because the league is full of Badgers. Do you have a reason why that you think maybe the Badgers have a little bit of a stigma when it comes to the draft?
I think it's hype. A lot of it's hype. A lot of it definitely hype. And it kind of, yeah, I think it's hype. And I think that like a lot of, yeah, it's just hype to me. Like it's hype because like a lot of players, like they always want to like short us on our rank because they say our schedule isn't strong enough. But then they'll put us up against a top ranked team and we'll beat them. So I feel like it's just like, I just feel like it's all hype. But like in the league though, it's like kind of like once you get there, you there. And it's like if you can play, you gonna stay.
Yeah, and
like,
that's kind of what Badgers have proved.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess because you're, going into training camp, or depending on how the season shakes up, you're going to have to go in and win your job. will you be ready by the time the seasons go with your rehab, or what's your current status?
Well, right now I'm at about 5 months out of surgery,
Okay.
and I got pretty good strength, but I feel like by training camp, I feel like I'll be just right. I should know by training camp, but by the time training camp come, I'll be running. I'll be able to do a lot of stuff, but I don't know if like I'll be 100% ready just to tackle and like play like through a full game. I don't want to rush it, but the way I feel right now, I feel like I'll be able to go. And if they push the season back, that's even better for me.
Yeah, because then you get a little more time to heal up. You're a very physical cornerback. I think that's always been a strong suit of yours at Madison. I mean, no one was winning a jump ball over you. You're always blanketing guys. And same thing in the pros. What do you think is your best quality as a corner, or one of your strong suits?
My best quality, I think, is my strength and my quickness. Yeah, my strength and my quickness. I've been actually ever since my injury, ever since I got to the league, I kind of been overweight because of I got injured going into my rookie year, and I was kind of eating whatever, and I kind of was overweight. And then my second year, I watched my weight a little bit, but then once I got hurt in camp, I kind of like I had actually messed up my groin in camp, and I kind of like started like gain a few more pounds. Like I was just overweight, and it was hard for me to like run and move. I feel like going into this year, my third year, I'm a lot lighter. I'm like 15 pounds lighter. And so I feel like I'm going to be a whole different. I feel like it's going to be a lot different. My game is going to be a lot different. I'm going to be able to do a lot of different stuff because of, I just feel like it's my weight.
With that being said, like, is there certain things you want to see yourself get better at? Like you've been working a lot more on. What's something that you've been really working hard to like improve in your game?
Really just sharpening everything up. I've been sharpening up everything. So I feel like overall, I'm going to just be a better athlete. And I've been watching a lot of film like this. Like I just been sitting down watching film and watching like all like I've been watching everything myself, my teammates, the top rank in my position in the league. So I feel like I picked up some tools from just watching certain players around the league, and I'm gonna apply it to my game because I ain't had nothing but time to just sit down because of my injury.
So, like, who are some of those players that you really like modeling your game after, or look at to like improve your game? Like, who are those guys?
I
Like
always
in the league?
modeled my game after Darrell Revis, like ever since like my freshman year of college.
Yeah, that's a great
But
one.
once I like now, I watch anything because you can literally I learn from anybody. Like whether it's like a good play, a mistake, I watch literally everybody. Like it'll be games where I just watch the Cardinals or I'll watch the Ravens defense. Like just watching football and just seeing how they do certain things that I can just apply to my game. And then I watch literally everybody from like Stephon Gilmore to anybody. I watch Buffalo defense anywhere. Like I watch anything because like you got access to it, so why not use it?
Yeah, exactly. And I love hearing that you learn from anyone. Like you said, you'll learn from anybody. I feel I'm kind of that same way. In terms of the players outside of football that you look up to and that you learn from, Nick, who are some of those guys?
Outside of football,
Yeah, like they can be anyone.
or like a basketball, or like I like watching. I watch like Floyd Mayweather, Javante Davis.
Nice.
Just watch like their work ethic. I watch Kobe.
Yep.
I would
RIP.
like really those Kobe and like the boxers. Like, I love to see how they train, how they wake up at 5 in the morning, and they just the way that they train is like I just feel like if I can apply that work ethic to football, it's like I can take my game to a whole nother level. It kind of motivate me to watch them just work out and how they go through camp.
Yeah, Nick. So, like, I know the Last Dance has been on TV. Have you been able to catch it at all and learn from some of Jordan's like qualities and the just being a killer on and off the court, stuff
I
like that?
really never got a chance to watch it. Like I watched like the first 10 minutes of it, but it's like I probably have like something going on. Like I'll be playing with the baby, or I wouldn't like be tuned in. But like my dad is a huge Jordan fan, so like I kind of already know. I had a Jordan book growing up, so like I kind of know a little bit about Jordan. But once everything once I could sit down and just watch it, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. But I haven't really got a chance to even watch it.
Yeah, definitely recommend
Yeah, I
that.
also need to watch it myself. But you're saying that you pretty much were a Kobe guy growing up then, Nick.
I was Kobe, and then once I got older, I started watching D Rose. But Kobe was always like that guy growing up. But I love D Rose.
Yeah, I got nothing but respect for D Rose. It was cool to see him get that 50-point game this last year in the NBA.
Right.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things that I guess an NFL player has to deal with outside of the field? So, we know about media. It's crazy nowadays. Cameras everywhere. You're going to Las Vegas. Have you been kind of told anything about what is the media experience like as an NFL player?
I'll say it's kind of like it isn't as bad as like a singer or like a basketball player because we wear our helmets and you can't really most of the time people can't really tell who you are. Like a lot of people know they might look at your car or look at your bill and they might say, oh, he's an athlete. But a lot of times people don't know. But it's kind of cool when you most of the time it'd be like a kid or like a diehard fan will come up to you and speak or ask for a picture. And I like taking pictures, so I don't really. It's pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like you got a lot of fans where it's like you have a bad game, they talk crazy to you, they DM you this stuff, but it's like it come with it though. But it's kind of funny though to me. But other than that though, it's kind of like you a target though at the same time.
Yeah, we get that at Ike too. Just for having this podcast, we've had a lot of people just backlash. I think that's kind of something that just happens in media nowadays with this whole social media, how they can, be behind an account and everything. But do you just what's your social media approach? Do you try to stay off it, or do you try to limit yourself in any way, or do you just kind of use it normally?
I use it normally, but I use it to help out people younger people or just my family and real fans. Like I interact with them. Like if somebody DM me and ask me a question, I check my DMs. Somebody DM me and ask me a question or for help or if they I respond and I talk to them. But if somebody is if they DM me talking trash, I might just block them. But I don't really I don't feed into it. But I definitely use my social media to interact with my family and fans and friends.
Yeah, I think that's important. We kind of do the same approach. If they're out of hand, block them, but definitely use it to interact with fans and use it for the good reasons, the real reasons it's been built. We're gonna transition away from social media and just kind of, I guess, ask about the person, Nick. How have things been going for you? You said you have a daughter. How old is she?
She's almost 6 months. She'll be 6 months in a week.
Wow, congratulations, man. What has it been like becoming a father?
It's been pretty fun. At first, it was kind of when she was real small, it was she didn't really have a personality. All she did was sleep and eat. But now as she get old, she getting a little bit bigger, it's kind of cool because she know who I am. She you could see her personality form. So being a father is pretty fun. Especially at this size, and you see her learn new stuff and you could tell what she like and what she don't like, and you could just see it's fun.
Yeah, Nick, I know a lot of players once they have their first child, everything is they do now is for
Right.
them. Is that provide a little extra motivation for you, to just keep balling at your hardest so you can just keep providing for your family, I guess?
Yeah, definitely, because you want you want the best life for them. You want the best possible life for your child. So you kind of it's like whenever I'm tired or whenever I don't feel like doing this or whenever I want to eat this type of food, it's it's like a why. It's extra why. Yeah, it's definitely motivation.
Yeah, I remember Fred VanVleet in the playoffs. He had his kid for Toronto. I'm a big Bucks fan, so I was rooting for Giannis and the Bucks, but he was killing us that year, the year that Toronto, and he was balling for his new son, I think. So I could definitely see how it adds a motivation, a new level of maturity to the approach of the game. Year 3, how more comfortable have you gotten with the landscape of the NFL, coming from, I guess, the trainers to the playbooks to the things you'll see on the field? Do you feel much more comfortable now than you did as a rookie?
Definitely, because I've been in this same system. I've been in the same system with the same coach going on 3 years now. So it's like I know the defense, and then I've been watching more film, so I know like little ins and outs of the defense. So it kind of just helped me. Like it's kind of like going into your junior year of college, where like your freshman year is like you kind of like I don't really know, but you know. But then like as you progress in that program, it's like everything becomes like second nature, and it just gets easier.
Yeah, it just becomes part of the day. You can start focusing on areas where you can improve. That makes sense. That's cool. Well, I'm just going to wrap up. I want to say thanks again for joining the show. Connor, appreciate the questions. I thought those were really insightful. Nick, thanks again. And until next time, on Wisconsin.
Yep, and
We're going to be rooting for you,
yep,
man.
appreciate that.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the IKE Badgers Podcast. That was deep inside access with Nick Nelson. Hope you found it interesting. I know we did. And thanks again. Make sure for next time to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Spotify. Please leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed the episode, or tell a friend. We're trying to bring you guys the best Badger content. We wish you all a great rest of your day. Until next time, I'm Wisconsin.
Welcome.
Welcome to Ike.
We have touched down at your destination.
Here you'll find inspiration, ideas, creativity, conversation, energy, culture, stories, and more, while you listen to an audio experience unlike anything else. It's beautiful sound that appeals to the senses. It's
Information you can use. Interesting guests. Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome to Ike.
this is the IKE Podcast.
Hey everyone, it's Ike here, co-founder. We have a great show for you today, kicking off the first episode of the podcast. KJ, myself, Max, and Chris sit down and we talk big ideas, and we're happy you're here.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Ike. My name is KJ Eichstead. I'll be your host, and we're going to get right into it.